what is the fastest way to grind materials on Darktide? Well, I decided to put my absolute no-lifing off this game to good use and actually find out. I played an absolute butt ton of games and even made my first spreadsheet since leaving school. And from this data, we're going to create some guidelines for the most efficient material farming there is. But before we do that, I'm going to need to go over the methodology on how I collect this data, and you're going to need to subscribe to the channel and check out my Twitch down in the description below. And the way that I did this was 10 missions of each difficulty by myself using quick play, with the one exception being Damnation. I had to get a team for that as I just couldn't through quick play. I only recorded full runs and I used the same build on my Celit for every single one of them too. And I wasn't trying to speedrun or anything like that, but I will say I was at least trying to be efficient. And starting with Sedition, here you can see all the data I collected. The average completion time was 19.3 minutes, average Plasteel 108, Diamantine of course 0, you cannot get it in Sedition. Per hour, that meant we could do 3.1 games, gain 334.8 Plasteel, of course again 0 Diamantine, and just for fun we got 6 Emperor's Gifts. Next, of course, is Uprising. Here again is the data. Averages are 19.8 minutes per mission, 127 Plasteel and 16 Diamantine. Per hour, that meant we could do 3.03 games, get 384.8 Plasteel and 48.48 Diamantine. And again, for fun, Emperor's Gifts was 5. And then thirdly, we have Malice. Here is the data again. Averages were 22.6 minutes per mission, 149.4 Plasteel and 50 Diamantine. We also failed one mission in addition to the 10 recorded ones. Per hour, we were able to complete 2.6 missions, gained 394.5 Plasteel and 132 Diamantine. And for fun, we had 2 Emperor's Gifts. And then fourth, of course, is Heresy with averages of 26.3 minutes per match, 202.9 Plasteel and 102.5 Diamantine, and we failed one run in addition to the 10 that we recorded. Per hour, that meant 2.28 games, 462.6 Plasteel and 233.7 Diamantine with 4 Emperor's Gifts for fun. And then finally we have Damnation with the average run being 33.3 minutes, Plasteel 241.5 per game and Diamantine 190, and we failed 2 runs in addition to the 10 that we recorded. Per hour, this meant we were doing 1.8 games, getting 434.7 Plasteel and 342 Diamantine with 4 Emperor Gifts for fun. Now let's take a look at the difficulties all stacked against one another. A surprisingly even field when it comes to Plasteel, with only one standout being Heresy, not only just being a lot more than Malice but also even more than Damnation. Now obviously with these higher difficulties you are introducing a chance of failing a run more often. However, if you're confident in your ability to carry or are part of a half decent crew, then this is definitely the way to go. And as a side note, Emperor's Gifts continue to make just absolutely no sense. I did decide to collect the averages for the different types of mission conditions, however the sample size of 50 was not big enough to get accurate averages, so we can pretty much just throw this out the window, and luckily it's more of a common sense thing anyways. And unfortunately the same goes for the missions themselves as well. Because of the way the game works, you only have access to a couple of missions every few hours and it rotates in and out. This means some missions I only got to do once or twice and couldn't collect accurate averages on them. However, thankfully I have enough experience to know which maps are the fastest from just the playtime I have, and I can use that in correlation with the data I did collect to give you guys the guidelines that I promised. And they are: number 1, cherry pick your missions. Ideally everything from Chasm, Terminus and Torrent is amazing. Metal Fab is okay, and you want to try and avoid Throne Side and Hourglass missions. Second is target low intensity mission modifier where possible, even regardless of the difficulty, unless you're not confident doing Damnation, in which case you may want to skip that. Avoid at all costs high intensity. Everything else is okay, it will slow you down a little. Thirdly, when it comes to difficulty, Heresy is absolutely the best. However, if you're not confident with that difficulty, then Malice is perfectly fine too. Fourth is get a pre-made if you can, especially one that's built for speed farming materials. If you're having troubles finding people, then I highly recommend the official Darktide server, which I'll leave linked in the description of this video. And that's it. It's really as easy as that. I really hope this information was helpful to someone out there. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, do please support the channel by subscribing and liking. And I do plan to start streaming in the new year, so if you'd like to catch your boy live, then check that out. Description, again, link will be down in there, all that good stuff. Anyways, till next time, bye.